Jimmy. Jimmy. James, son!
So I did a little bit of brake clean to clean the distributor area and the valve cover area off, just so I can, get an idea of what I'm looking at here. And now I have to take off this cover here that's covering both the distributor and the area where the transmission mount connects to, because I don't have much space in there. What's weird is my other Previa doesn't have any of these covers. So I guess this thing wasn't monkeyed with too much. So let's go ahead and get these off. This video is going to be all weird angles, but we have the motor mounts disconnected. I don't know if you can see them right there on either side. We have Fathead the cat. He is here inspecting everything. And now that they're both disconnected, I have the jack under here, very precariously, of course. And we're going to lower the transmission, so watch this. Okay, so now that the transmission is lowered, we have all this space on the top of the transmission to take the mount off where we didn't before. I'm very happy that Toyota included extra length of wiring here, so I didn't rip any wiring harnesses out. We have the mount out. Just, there you go. There's your mount. Go ahead and put that back in there. Yeah. Yeah, it might have vibrated a little. We have the new one. This is a genuine Toyota mount. Trying to find this in the year 2023 for a nearly 30-year-old heavily discontinued van is almost impossible. Most things for this van you do have to import from either Japan or Australia. Australia seems to have the most availability for parts for the Previa. So here we go, one imported motor mount, high quality original. Let's hope anyway. And let's go ahead and throw this back in. You can see we have everything disconnected up there. And this sort of buttress shape is actually going to go like this. So let's not forget that, future Jimmy. All right. Well, if we can even make our way up in there, we now have a new motor mount on either side because they're connected together. You could have just punched out the motor mount and used a bearing press to press in the new ones, but I wasn't about to try to match up the angle, etc., etc. I'll pay the $100 extra and just get the whole assembly. So hopefully that takes care of a good deal or all of our vibration, because now that that's settled, we have to move over to the leak situation. I've taken care of some of that with some brake clean, and I also have to come over here and clean some of this up. But to actually get to the leaks and the tune-up and all that, if you're familiar with the Previa, I have to go inside and take the passenger seat out, and there's no space for that right here. So I'm gonna have to move the van and begin disassembly of this whole area. Alright, well, we're back under the Previa. As you can see, not much room to work, and this is with it jacked up, yes, on jack stands. And basically, I replaced those rear transmission mounts, and vibration has only gotten a little better, not much at all. So we have to check 4 things down here. There are 2 motor mounts on either side, and 2 drive shaft bushings. This drive shaft here is called the supplementary accessory drive shaft, or supplemental accessory drive shaft, something like that. It's called the SAD. No shit, Toyota actually named it the SAD, and it makes many Previa owners sad. I've had several Previas where the entire thing shakes like an earthquake, but usually you get a clacking associated with that. So, the motor mounts themselves, I'm going to try to squeeze you over there, seem to be okay. They do not look collapsed. They look okay. But after looking at these drive shaft bushings, it looks like we found the culprit. So here's one of them. I'm going to try to get you up over here so you can take a look. So watch what happens when I spin the drive shaft. Watch these areas here, okay? That's a lot of motion before you actually get to any spinning. And also, these are not made of metal. These are just one giant rubber hockey puck. That's horrifically incorrect. This is supposed to be a metal housing with several rubber bushings and metal retaining washers in each one for the counterbalance weights. Same issue with the front SAD shaft. So this thing moves far more than it should. And if you take 2 hands, you can actually rotate the whole unit here. Luckily, this is not an all-wheel drive unit, so I can actually remove this horseshoe collar and get in there and pull the SAD shaft out. But this is probably the source of a good portion of the vibrations. This job is a royal pain in the ass, and I might take it to work and just pay one of the other people to do it, because I really don't want to do it. Also, there's quite a substantial oil leak after I fixed the other oil leak. So this is secondary. I believe it's coming from here on the oil filter housing. Either it is the oil, whatever they call it, the oil housing seal, or it is the actual gasket for the oil filter leaking and slowly being slung back there. So we'll change the oil, since I'm already going to be down here doing all this crazy horse shit. Yeah, so I was not expecting to run into a completely rubber drive shaft seal like this. I don't think I could tighten it, but I could try. These are not the original bolts by any stretch of the imagination. So you can see the front ones are completely different. These ones have like a more pronounced head. Someone probably broke the originals. Very common. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to be doing a supplementary accessory drive shaft, supplemental something. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the SADs. Oh baby. Here's a secondary view of the front motor mounts. These appear to be good, actually. You can see the rubber in there is still pretty supple. This is steel right here. This is not rubber. So it's okay to see them like this, because the rubber is sandwiched in the middle and the rear or the sides have these metal tabs. So look, these motor mounts do appear to be good, as are the ones on the other side. So it looks like most of the vibration is going to be from the supplemental accessory drive shaft. Looks like we may also have a rear main seal leak right there. I'm still not sure 100%. You can kind of see it right there, kind of coming back. So I don't know if it's a rear main seal or this oil filter gasket, but I would put money on a rear main seal, just because it's also at the top. So like if the harmonic balancer is spinning, right, and the seal around it is leaking, it's going to sling the oil up and down, not just down. If it was an oil filter leak, it would just be slinging it back, because it's dripping and gravity is slinging it back with air flow. So my theory is that it's probably the rear main seal doing this and then slinging it all over the place. So since I already have to take out the SAD shaft, I might as well change the little gasket behind the harmonic balancer. What a pain in the butt. Why is there so much like diffusion? It looks like I'm just staring into nothing. It's so weird down here. There's not even any light. On a more positive note though, we have no leaks from the valve cover since we changed that. You can see how clean I got it. So no more smoke trail. But we do have to take care of this now. Well, she's a little dirty after sitting for a few weeks. But those hubcaps really make the nice tires look good. Had to get new license plates because there's some kind of weird mix-up with the previous ones. So, what do you think? Now we're gonna wash it. Man, these damn things are getting expensive. Because I need the passenger door handle for the Previa, but Jesus. I did manage to find another one over here. You can see that it's complete. It's from a 95. And it does appear to have everything, including the little tabs on the back right there. So I think this will work. And it's only $9 with 16 shipping, but look where it's from. It's from Klaipėda, Lithuania. I have no idea where the fuck that is. Obviously it's in Lithuania, but I don't know where Klaipėda is. So looks like we're just gonna have to buy it and wait the month and a half for it to get here. So yeah, let's see how much that is with shipping. That's not too bad. That's much better than the one over here, which was $58. So I think we can go ahead and do that. Well, what do you know? I got my voice back. That's why the whole previous part of the video was music. I apologize, but I had no voice for a week and a half. It was kind of nice not to talk, not to hear myself talk. Anywho, we got to change this. As you can see, I don't know what's going on down in there, but it doesn't work at all. I had to have this shipped from Lithuania. That's right. It was cheaper to ship a door handle halfway across the world than it was to just go to the junkyard near my house. $27-ish shipped. They wanted for this, are you ready for this? $58. Yeah, no. How about Pick and Pull goes and fucks themselves? And I will order this from one of those little yuck countries in somewhere in Europe. Anyway, let's change this out. All you gotta do on these vans is take the screw that's hidden under here out and then just yank on the door and it should just pop out. The man says as he destroys the door panel. Oh, well, at least the rod is still there. This one should come out pretty easy. Let's balance that on my kneecap and try to get this out. Well, there you go. Door handle opens the door. It locks, unlocks. Not bad for $27. I even, while I had this off, patched this thing. See how it, like, you can put your arm there now. Before it was kind of like this one where there's just nothing there to support your arm. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that on this car. I recently noticed this is broken, which I didn't before, so that's going to be fun to try to find one of these. How nice. And I also noticed this kind of gets stuck in gear occasionally. It just won't activate overdrive because this sort of gets stuck between gears. And this likes to cut my hand every time I turn the steering wheel. So we have much more to do. Don't worry about that. This is probably the end of part 3. I think we have 2 more parts to go. Changing the drive shaft couplers, the front and rear struts, the oil pump seals, and a couple of other things. So we've got more stuff to do. One of these days I'll get around to releasing the video on that Camry, which is nickel and diming me to death, which is unusual for a Camry with only 130,000 miles, but what do you expect when you pay nothing for them, right? So, hopefully I'll be back soon. I just noticed that was missing, so I'm going to have to find a brake pad pedal. But like I was saying, hopefully we'll be back soon with some more content for you. And before we go, I'm going to show you one more thing just to really zazz you for the next video. Ooh, look at those. Oh my. Those are some nice hubcaps. Complete set of stainless hubcaps from a 93 Toyota T100. Those are spiffy if I do say so myself. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And hopefully soon I will catch you in the next one. Bye.